What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Brain Waves. What it is, what it do, how is everyone? I hope you come through. I want to talk to you all about something. I know you see the title. Maybe you're unable to see the title. So let's talk about that, right? We're going to talk about the United States and China tariff situation has been paused for 90 days, as well as the amount of the tariffs have been reduced by 115%. Now, you had a lot of doom and gloom content creators. That's what we're going to call them, because they speak nothing but doom and gloom. How do you know they speak doom and gloom? Look at their videos. Their videos consist of nothing but these tariffs are going up. You're not going to be able to afford anything. The shelves are going to be empty. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. And you know the irony of it? They show messages and show content pushing the rhetoric that the world does. That's what they do. They show all of these things. But why do they show all these things? Because they're false prophets. They quote scriptures by day and they're false prophets by night. That's who they really are. Because they want to deceive you into thinking that one situation is going to happen when it's a whole nother situation. That's right. That's what they want. It's a whole nother situation going on, but they want to deceive you into thinking that you're not going to be able to get anything on the shelves. You're not going to be able to do this. Now, one thing that you will find with false prophets is they say a lot of things about people, about situations, about things in the world. And guess what? They get it wrong. And this is one of the ways you can recognize false prophets. Why? Because they get it wrong. I want to show you a news clip. And this is what we're going to look at, right? And in this particular news clip, this is what came out recently. Okay? This is the whole news clip about what just took place today.
To the latest on the president's trade war, and news breaking overnight that China and the U.S. have reached a short-term agreement. Our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, is tracking the latest on this trade deal. Good morning, Rachel.
Michael, good morning to you. And this is a breakthrough in talks between the world's two largest economies, but it's also a dramatic retreat from President Trump's 145% tariffs that he imposed on Chinese imports. After all of the tough talk and hard lines, both sides agreeing to dramatically roll back their tariffs, at least for now. This morning, the Trump administration emerging from a marathon weekend of negotiations, announcing the U.S. has reached a trade deal with China to significantly lower most tariffs for 90 days.
We have reached an agreement on a 90-day pause and substantially moved down the tariff levels.
The U.S. agreed to roll back its steep 145% tariff on Chinese imports to 30%, and China agreeing to lower its tax on American goods from 125% to 10%. For weeks, the president has been defiant about keeping his tariffs in place, even as markets tumbled and retailers warned their shelves could go empty.
I know what the hell I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, and you know what I'm doing, too.
China took a hard line, too, insisting no matter how long the trade war lasts, will never yield. But just as both sides touched down in Geneva, Switzerland for those high-stakes talks, the president with a change in tone, suggesting he would be willing to drop his tariffs even lower to 80%. The deal the U.S. reached is much lower than that.
We concluded that we have shared interest. The consensus from both delegations this weekend is neither side wants a decoupling.
On Wall Street, stock futures surging as the U.S. and China return back to the negotiating table in hopes of reaching a long-term deal. So investors are rejoicing this morning, but the full economic impact of this on and off again trade war still remains very unclear at this point. That question will be answered likely in 90 days as these two sides continue their negotiations, Michael.
Yeah, still a lot of that is still unclear, Rachel. But Rachel, the president posting on social media that he will sign an executive order aimed at lowering prescription drug costs.
Yes, Michael, the president says he'll be signing that executive order in just a few hours before he heads off on this foreign trip. It is aimed at lowering the price of prescription drugs. The goal here to force pharmaceutical companies to charge the U.S. the lowest price that they charge other companies. Now, if implemented, this would likely have the largest impact on drugs covered by Medicare and that are administered in a doctor's office. But the White House not releasing any other details this morning, and implementing this could be very complicated, Michael.
All right, Rachel Scott, thank you so much. To the latest on the.
All right, so y'all, this is pretty much it. That's the news article. So what I want to say is, based upon the breaking news, you had all these doom and gloom content creators. Y'all know who these content creators are. Every time there's something negative that hits the news, they cover it. I mean, you know, they're worse than the actual news media themselves. Yet, all of this, the store shelves are about to be empty, doom and gloom. You're not going to get this. This is going to be too expensive to buy. Look at what just happened. We got yet another 90-day pause. Didn't we get another pause before with the first round of tariffs? Y'all remember the first round of tariffs back in March and stuff got put on pause? We still was able to buy. We still were able to get. Companies were still able to go on and produce their things, right? Come on now. Somebody make this make sense to me. This is how companies was able to perform. We still out buying, we still out selling, we still out shopping, we still out doing the things that we normally do. Now we got a 90-day pause. The increased tariffs significantly reduced. And now it gives them time to work things out. I mean, I get it. Some of you will say, well, it was a problem that was created, and now all of a sudden they're coming up with a solution. I mean, it is what it is, but the fact is they're coming up with a solution. But yet, you got the doom and gloom content creators who said that this wouldn't be the case. What's going on, Jessica? What's up, Marilyn? I find this very hypocritical. And it's funny, they're not going to cover the updates. They're just going to do their doom and gloom videos, doom and gloom live streams, leave it at that, make you believe that there's no hope, there's no recourse. See, this is why you can't listen to people like that. Because they go against what the Bible actually says. All they talk about is how bad things are, how bad things are going to get, and they don't provide you no solutions. As a matter of fact, they're patronizing the same scenarios that they're talking about. You can't listen to these people. These are false prophets and false teachers. Look at how their predictions on what has happened with the stock market bounced back up, right? Products still coming in, stuff still getting made. They working stuff out. The automakers been doing what they can. A lot of folks been doing what they can. Come on now. But they trying to make it seem like we're just done. We're over. We're all going to be out in the streets starving with nothing to eat, nothing to buy, nothing to do. Come on now. Look what just took place and y'all saw it. Now, I want to give y'all some information that y'all need to know about false prophets because, see, once we break this down, it'll make more sense. So let's get this particular scripture on the screen for y'all because y'all need to see this and y'all need to know this. So we're looking at 1 John chapter 2, verse 18. What does it say? It says, little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists. So there's many Antichrists right now. It says, whereby we will know that it is the last time. Now, I'm about to jump into a scripture because y'all needed to see that, but this is what I really want to talk to y'all about. Let's look at this. Deuteronomy 18:22. It reads, if what a prophet proclaims in the name of the Lord, in the name of the Most High, does not take place or come true, that is a message the Lord has not spoken. Let me repeat this. If what a prophet, let's substitute prophet for, if what a biblical content creator, if what a so-called righteous content creator who claims they in the Bible and they in the truth and they spitting this Bible and they keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. If a content creator, if what a content creator who claims to be righteous in the name of the Lord and the name of the Most High does not take place or come true, that is a message that the Most High or the Lord has not spoken. So when you got these doom and gloom content creators who are out here talking about the shelves are empty, You know they got their thumbnails showing this. That's all they talking about. They fear mongering you. They trying to create fear in you because they don't have faith for the Most High in them. They have fear. I told you, a lot of these people are false prophets. They're narcissists. Why they sit up there talking about narcissists? Because they're narcissists themselves. So, of course, they can make content to describe themselves. And then they have you thinking that it's somebody else. They have you living in fear, watching your back. You can't trust your mama, can't trust your daddy. You can't trust nobody. Everybody you're around is a narcissist. But they the ones with the failed so-called things that haven't taken place. Right now, they were saying because of the tariffs going up, the shelves supposed to be empty. But last time I looked in the stores, the shelves are stocked. The shelves are increasing their stock. You got companies working to increase anything, increase products, increase services. They're working on increase, not decrease. But you got these doom and gloom content creators who claim they in biblical truth. They're false prophets. Y'all need to beware of them. Y'all need to stop listening to them. Because if you listen to them, you just as wicked. You just as guilty. You're an accomplice. You're supporting that, which means that you're okay with that. You're encouraging that, right? So the Bible again reads, if what a so-called biblical content creator proclaims in the name of the Most High does not take place or come true, that is a message that the Most High has not spoken. That content creator has spoken presumptuously. So do not be alarmed. The Bible here is warning you about people who make these videos. They're speaking presumptuously. They're jumping the gun. They're speaking and things don't even take place. Y'all know some of them be the first ones to show this content. As soon as a news story break, they be the first one to make the thumbnails and get the videos out and talk about it. Y'all know what it is, man. What up, Myron? And appreciate you, Marilyn Edwards, for hitting the PayPal. Thank you so much. Marilyn Edwards, one of my greatest and best supporters. This is what the scripture says. Now, I want to give y'all some more context on this. Read this, y'all. It says, a false prophet's predictions not coming true is a common occurrence. You see, this happens a lot. A lot of them say stuff about people. They say stuff about things. They say this and they say that. None of that stuff come true. Why? Because they're from Satan. They're false prophets. They quote scriptures. They talk about the Bible, but they're not doers of the word. The truth is not in them. And then they try to say the truth is not in people like me, but everything that I be saying be coming to pass. A lot of stuff that other brothers and sisters be saying be coming to pass and has come to pass. We got the receipts to prove it. They want to go tit for tat. We can prove it. We can jump up in that ring and show the receipts, but them, we can show you how things that they said never came to pass. Why is that? Because they're false prophets, but you're subscribed to them. You're listening to them. Y'all watching them. Y'all big it up in there. Y'all mad at me right now, and y'all gonna go right over there and run and go listen to them and support them. Go right ahead. It's on you. But it says a false prophet's predictions not coming true is a common occurrence. In religious context, a false prophet is someone who falsely claims divine inspiration or authority. Y'all know what divine inspiration is. They be like, the Most High gave me a message. The Most High was talking to me. God was talking to me today. God gave me this revelation. God gave me this information. Do you understand when they talk about divine inspiration? That's what it's talking about. It said that this can be someone who claims to speak for God or have a special connection to a deity without actually possessing it. Man. So these doom and gloom content creators claim that they actually have a special connection to God, but they don't actually possess it. It says in secular context, it can refer to someone who promotes a theory they believe is false. How you gonna promote a theory that even you believe is false? Right? It's crazy, man. It goes on to say that sometimes even prophets who are considered true by some are considered false by others, even within the same religion. Y'all hear that? Furthermore, some prophecies, like those in the book of Ezekiel about Tyre, may not come to pass as predicted, and the text itself may acknowledge this. Now, we already talked about Deuteronomy 18:22, but I just wanted to give y'all a little meat and potatoes about this, man. Because this is how these people getting down. Y'all got to stop listening to this doom and gloom unless you want doom and gloom in your life. It's as simple as that. If you want doom and gloom in your life, hey, have at it. Go listen to all these content creators. Go follow them. Go keep rocking with them. But my suggestion is y'all need to stop. If y'all don't want this in your life, then you need to unsubscribe from them. You need to stop listening to them because that's all they put out. They put out fear mongering. They put out doom and gloom. And you know the funny thing about it is they have no solutions. That's the irony of it. They have no solutions. None. They got no solutions, y'all. Listen, y'all, they're patronizing the same system, the same stores. They're living in the same cities. They're here doing the same things that they tell you to not do. They're hypocrites. They're false prophets. Y'all don't need to listen to those people unless you want your life to be false. And if you experience false scenarios in your life, it might be because you listen to these false prophets. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I'm trying to give y'all the game. It's as simple as that, man. I ain't got a lot to say. I might give somebody a second or two for a quick question, but I'm about to get up out of here because, like I said, I know a lot of people are quiet in the chat. You know, lately people been quiet in the chat. If I talk about a bunch of gossip about some celebrity, people be talk in the chat. But when you talk about these real subjects, y'all ain't here. So guess what? Content like this might end up going to members only. I'm going to put it out there like that. This might go to members only. My members might only get this type of content because y'all quiet in the chat today. Y'all just sit back watching, listening. I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, and share. Y'all know what to do. Don't be surprised that this particular stream go to members only.